with all of you. I can't. That's just we just gotta jump right into it. This final season was incredible. Okay, first and foremost, give yourselves a round of applause because you deserve it. The twists, the turns, the ups, the downs. I cried every episode. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Y'all put me in like emotional spaces. I gotta know for you, what was the hardest episode this season?
That's a good question.
Who wants to go? Also, thank you so much for being here. This is a crazy turnout.
Precious.
For me, I think it has to be episode 7. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it, but
There's a moment.
There's a death.
Yes.
In episode 7 that I was dreading all season.
No, I'm gonna cry.
Because it's difficult to go through that process of like grieving, not just the character, but not having to wear on set. And so 7 was really, really difficult, and then obviously 8 was saying farewell to the cast, crew, the story, your own character. So yeah, no, 7 and 8 were by far the hardest emotional beats of the season for me.
I was fine with 8.
I was carefree, gardening.
I got to watch it for the first time at the screening that we just did, and that was such a treat. And I have to say, I love your Persean moment with the Mad One at the end, I mean, for me it was 5, and I think just because they gave me such an incredibly emotional human story at the end, and it was so much to sink my teeth into as an actor, but it was also just it was so painful to execute, and it's like, I hope it read, but
It did.
yeah, and then honestly, just getting my head on the wing of that eagle in the exact right spot so the magnets would connect was the hardest stunt of my life.
I wanted to ask that, because how did that go?
Not great.
But it looked great.
It did.
Our effects, they're incredible, but it was literally, it's like the end of the longest day you've ever had, always. You always die at the end of the longest day. And I had a prosthetic piece on my head that had a magnet on the inside, and there was a magnet on the broken foam wing of this eagle, and I needed to look right ahead. Don't look at the eagle, but you need to hit the exact right spot on the eagle. So, they made that look good in post, because it was desperate.
Listen, the skills that you need in acting, that's what it is. It's right there.
Those are the real skills, yeah.
Cameron, Tamir? Wait, your mic's not on, is it?
Hello? This one?
Yeah.
Basically, episode 8 and episode, 3, we really, the stunt training for that was, very intense. We prepared, literally, it was, I don't know, months in advance, we did it. And, obviously, just, shout out to Amazing Stunt Team, they made that what it was, it was, that stuff. Antony, I remember when I got the script, we were at the hair and makeup show, and he came up to me and he was like, "We're fighting, man." I was like, "Yeah!" We dapped each other up, and it was really fun. But yeah, just it was a lot. It was, also I feel like it had been kind of, a whole show, as far as our relationship, leading up to that kind of moment. And then, getting to see in episode 8, kind of getting, I guess, my revenge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. So that was really sick.
Yes.
An entrance. Come on. Two mics. First of all, thank you so much for being here. You have to understand, this is, I think, all of our first con.
Oh.
The show. Movie actors, we don't have audience, right? Clapping for us when we're doing our scenes. We know the show is doing well, but here, meeting you, seeing you being here, it means the world. We're nothing without you, so thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of all of our hearts. Coming to last season, to be honest, every day on set was emotional. Because we knew it was I love when Jack Wade TV also always says, like, I was covered in corn syrup blood, and I was like, this is the last time I'll be covered in this with you guys. And then he tried to kiss me. No, that's it's being recorded, by the way. So many beautiful moments, really, really does. Yeah, episode 7 did hit a spot, and I just want to tell you, Valerie, that for what you said, I remember the most crazy story. You remember that dildo fight my girl had? So one of the Russian guys was my stunt double, Jeff. And he walked around all day long with a dildo stuck in his eye. So, yeah, there's a competition there. But it's one of these shows where you're like, hey, Jeff, and he's like with a dildo, and he's like, hey, man.
Such a good sport about it.
Oh my
Such a
God.
good sport. Yeah, it was like a 2-day shoot, and he held on to that.
He held on to
Held
it.
on to that dildo.
Oh my God.
By the way, I got a front seat to that fight. That was one of the most happiest days I ever had in
Oh
my
my
life.
God.
It's like,
We love you, Frenchie!
With that in mind, sometimes, you might have to dress up in a way that might be a little strange offset, but you had to maintain it anyway. Did you guys ever have to go home wearing something from set that was a little unconventional, we'll say?
Unconventional.
Wow, this question, I don't know how you, I don't know if you did research, maybe someone else talked about it. Do you remember this? Okay, so season 5. The boys are on the run.
Right.
And so we are not wearing our regular wardrobe. And our wardrobe costume designer, Michael Brown, every single meeting that we had, every single fitting for those episodes, he was like, I'm so sorry. And the outfits just made no sense. And it's, it's not as exciting because he puts us in wonderful pieces usually. And for those episodes, we were like, oh man, the pink polo?
Kentucky Reds?
What is this? What is this shoe? This orange shoe? And I have a photo of you at one of your fittings. It's so funny. Every single fitting, we have to take a photo so that we send it to Crovetti for approvals. And Michael and Kim in costumes, they're taking a photo of Tomer, and he's just like, and he looks so uncomfortable. I was like, Tomara, sell the outfit, sell it. And he's like, I don't want to sell it.
I want my crop top back.
Yeah, it was I think that those few episodes there were
Classic.
yes.
And then finishing, shooting the whale. Obviously, I don't know if you know, but we were on a speedboat for a whole week.
Yeah, a few days until it sank.
So I don't know if it answers your question. It's not really wearing it, but all of us, when we went back to our hotel and took a shower, we all went like this. And threw up a couple of times. I mean, that's very the boys. That's not usual.
Can you imagine the hotel workers? Like, you guys walk in, they're like, no, you don't stay here anymore. I think one of the things that's really amazing about The Boys, obviously, superhero dynamics is a huge thing, and there are a lot of different superpowers that are on display. Many of them you guys have had, sometimes altered and grown. What is your favorite superpower that was on the show?
That's a good one.
I mean, for me, I don't know if the favorite, but the most hilarious one was the deep speaking with animals. You can't get any better than that.
Oh my God, no.
It made some great moments.
Gills.
Gills.
Yes. Anyone else?
Oh.
Favorite super? I mean, you can do a classic: flying, invulnerability, super strength, elongated penises, like whatever. Right? These all existed in the show. I didn't make that up.
I have to then shout out Rob Benedict. He's a Splinter.
Oh.
Yeah, poor Rob. But he did an amazing job because playing Splinter, so much of that was actually so much rehearsal beforehand in order to choreograph that with all of the doubles to make that work so seamlessly. I'm thinking of the setup of the stage, not any later choreography. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I think it could have been used. Splinter as a person could have used those powers better, but each their own.
First day, season 3, came into set, my first day filming, coming into set, our director Phil said, don't go in the room, we want to catch some spontaneous looks.
Oh, that's good.
I read the script, but I'm going in the room as Frenchie. And then I see the scenery, we all know what happened there. And obviously I have to go in, and then he's trying to get in you know what. Then this beautiful girl comes in, and it's my first line of the day, and it's, he's trying to get in my ass.
Yeah! What a
They
day.
built a 6-story high penis, just so you
Oh my
understand.
God.
So Kermit really, they put him up a ramp in one of the studios, and he really, that was traumatized.
You have to be lubed up, head to toe in KY jelly.
Oh my
in order
God.
to slide into the urethra.
Thank you for being technical.
Amazon is paying for, some help. We get
You know
professionals.
how proud the team was of that though? Because I'm not in that season. And my first day at the studio, I turn up of season 4 to shoot, and I'm doing like the Truth Bomb podcast, right? And one of the guys from the team goes like, "You want to see the penis?"
Oh
Because
my
I didn't know that it was a 6-story like practical effect. And so that was my introduction to the
If we're talking about penises, we cannot ignore Love Sausage. See my friend Lance Alonso getting wrapped up was a treat for us every day.
So messed up. So messed up. And what about you? Did you have any scenes where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're actually going to do this?
Every fucking one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the fight, yeah, I mean, that was like, I was excited about that. I mean, I think me and Antony were both like equally excited, to do that. But honestly, like, what comes to my mind from like last season kind of, or like Ryan, I feel he was kind of like embracing, it was like the dark side more. We had this scene where he has this like PA slap, PJ out of Jordan. And I remember like, my dad read the script first and he was like, okay, like you have someone like slap someone in this episode. I was like, what? Like, I was like, what the hell is going on? And then we filmed it, and it was like the funniest thing ever. Like we just like, me and Antony just like played off each other, we just like improvised stuff. It was so funny, like, literally having like get slapped, and I was like, I don't know, like 15 or like 14 when we filmed it. I was like, yeah, this is like pretty awesome. And yeah, as far as this season, like the fight, like that was, it was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm doing this, it was crazy.
I love it. Amazon right now is like kind of known for super dads beating the snot out of super sons.
Yeah.
And
Invincible! Oh my gosh, yeah, exactly.
the legacy.
Dude, when that came out, I got so many like people like just like repping like, oh, it's like Mark and like Omni Man. I was like, yeah.
Yes, it is.
So sick.
But you guys are a little bit better, I'm not gonna lie. I can say that I am an Invincible fan, but this is the boys' fan, come on. When it comes to Eric's show design, right, the way that he set up the show, there were so many like big angles that were kind of like incredible with the execution of it. When you look at this show, does it kind of frame what you're looking for in other works now that you're done? Like the show just ended. Stop talking about what's next. But yeah, to like any sort of like expectation of what a new project could be, should be, with all the things that you saw Eric was able to get on.
Oh man, your question it makes, I think, all of us feel bittersweet because we know a show like The Boys comes once in a generation, maybe, And I don't know why I'm thinking about our dance sequence. It was one of these days when me and Karen are on set, and there's like 30 professional dancers, clean, and they're doing their stretches, and me and Karen looking at each other. Is this The Boys? What the hell are we
You're in
doing?
the wrong
Very
set.
surreal.
And it was surreal. So it's one of, it's from an actor standpoint, it's the most amazing sandbox we can play in, and then obviously have these talented people around you, just makes it even better. So Man, it's a hard question I mean, we hope so, but heading to the boys, experience we all cherish it, and we know it's a once in a lifetime ride. So,
Make some noise for that, That's incredible.
Woo! Frenchie's the best!
Supernatural, they showed up in the end of the season. Maybe that might lean towards some opportunities for you guys to kind of, reprise that sort of idea if Eric does another show. So, would you be interested in such a thing, the opportunity to kind of be that cameo cast for another project of his?
Absolutely. I mean, we had such a great time with the Supernatural guys. And, we just spent the most time with Jensen. And he's come to a lot of our press things, and he's just wonderful. I think it would be cool to have a Kimiko Soldier Boy face-off with
Oh,
you.
more. Yes, please.
Yes!
That's a whole dance episode that I would watch religiously.
Yes!
I mean, have to choreograph that.
Oh my gosh.
Get it, girl!
Fight. They are a duo. Oh.
You just go around taking superpowers?
Like,
Hell yeah.
No. Wait.
Yes!
Frenchie doesn't like that.
What?
No duel. There's only
Frenchie
one.
from above is like, ow!
Propose!
I mean, we have to give it to Jensen. He's fucking gorgeous.
No.
Inside.
Oh, that just got so dark. So, with this show, I mean, as complicated as it can be, what is the turnaround time from when you guys get a script to an episode being completed? How long do you have to prep for all of that?
Not long at all.
Not at all. I think it's a few weeks.
Yeah, 10 weeks. And also, they'll go through multiple edits, so you kind of can't get too attached to the first thing that you read, because they'll change a lot, almost up until we get to shooting it. And the sort of like rule, because Eric is great in terms of having conversations with us about our characters and our arcs and where they're going, but it's like, okay, you need to stop at 24 hours before. I don't want to get an email the morning we go to shoot it. So all that to say, it's kind of in flux and changing and growing from probably like 3 weeks maybe-ish before we shoot that episode. Or actually up until we shoot that scene, because each episode takes quite a while to shoot, as I think is evident in the production level. And so things can be going through rewrites, even as we're in production for that episode.
Yeah, we can be very spontaneous. Like, I remember the barn episode with the crazy animals, right? The farm one. We had this, Frenchie has this bit, he says, this man is in no condition to sheep. And that was something Eric Kripke saw online, and he gave a call to Shana, our director, at on set. And he was like, I have a pitch. And we just, we tried a couple of lines till Lance Alonso really left his ass out, and we said, that's the one. And it's in the movie.
That's awesome.
Best idea wins with the boys. That's one of the most beautiful things about working for Eric Kripke. Very open, very collaborative, and it gives us so much space to bring our own into the characters we love so much.
Is there ever an opportunity, since you kind of brought this up, that things might change where you had something that you really liked, but something was pushed in a different direction, but you kind of wish that you had held on to that initial performance?
Hell yeah, I want a V in me. Some powers. Hell. Sorry.
As you should, kid!
For Frenchie to have superpowers. Like, I respectfully, I just don't know that we were ready.
There was one scene me and Mother's Milk had at season 1, and we had this fight at the train just before the Spice Girls monologue. And I tried the Frenchie jump from the comic book, which is... and it got out. It's like, he's like, he doesn't have powers, he can't jump like that. I jump like this.
Boo!
Cameron, what about you? Anything that got switched up on that you wish you were like, I wish we had held that?
I'm trying to think. I mean, this most recent season, as far as like lines, there was like one line when I was being pictured, we were in the pub, and he was like putting, he like put down his beers, when they cut out, he like put it down, he said like, oh, like I'm glad I can be here, like have your first beer with you, and I said like something like, oh, you think it's my first, like that's cute. And I just remember like laughing my ass off when I read that. And then yeah, I mean it wasn't the final thing, but you know.
That's a good
That's
line.
what it is.
That's for you.
Exactly.
Because you've never had a beer before. You're a clean person. You are very.
Exactly.
Yes, that was just a
Let the people know.
Yes. What about you?
I think in season 3, right after Kenji dies, spoiler, like 4 years late.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There was a scene where Kimiko but a mouse enters her room, shack of her room, and she has a point of connection because she used to call Kenji Mouse. And they brought a real mouse in.
Oh, wow.
And I was elated. It was so cute. It was so cute. It was a rat. Sorry.
Is it supposed to be a mouse though?
You don't want to, there's a community. You don't want to insult the rat community. The rat is a very intelligent individual.
It's true. Rats.
Delegate from.
Rats are really intelligent, and a lot of people. My old roommate had 2 to 3 rats.
On purpose.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and they're intelligent. Yes. So I was with a rat, but the joke was a mouse, and they cut that out.
Oh.
I know. It would have been a heartfelt moment. Yeah.
The rat steal additions. Eventually, we'll get a good one.
Yes.
One in one, yeah.
Live
Maybe it
action
was a scene
Ratatouille.
stealer.
Oh.
Perhaps that's why
That's
they
what
had to cut
it
him
was
out.
trying to outshine you?
Yes,
Very
we don't
daring.
want that, no.
Valerie, what about you? Anything that you remember, something kind of being cut out where you're like, man, I really like that version?
Honestly, nothing that I can think of that didn't make the edit. I will say in terms of being able to have those kind of ongoing conversations with Kripke as the scripts are being developed, one of my favorite things is that I would sometimes get attached to something, or something would feel really meaningful, and then it wouldn't be there as the scene had sort of evolved. And there were definitely moments where I would sort of pipe in and be like, I really liked that, or like I think that was important. But if you make your case, it would find its way back in, or he would find a way to make it work, which I really appreciated.
I think one of the things that we, as fans of this new age, come to understand is that there are certain times where you might be gifted something from set, maybe at a rap party or something like that. I would never suggest that you stole anything. That would be rude. But that you were given some wonderful things as commemoratives for your experience. Is there something you can share that will not violate a statute of limitations that you got for being on the show from production? Cameron's like, I got it.
What did you take?
I mean, not take, but I've been like given.
Borrowed.
Yeah, borrowed, yeah. I mean, from last season, there was like a framed photo. It was of Butcher and Becca, and then there were Tear that like Butcher sent to me after the big the puppet show.
The puppet show, oh my god.
Yeah, but I got that. I have like my original like in season 2 I wore like this bot jacket and like the embroidered logo on it. I have like all my clothes. I took a bunch of stuff. I mean that's like what comes to the top of my head. I don't know. Yeah, there's other stuff I'm sure. Yeah, awesome.
I got a very active eBay account. You can go in there because whatever Frenchie touches, Frenchie's gets. So
What's the username?
come to my booth and we'll talk it over. Very easy business, man. No, but to be honest, this is the first time I'm revealing it. Frenchie has a little bit in the finale, and it happens at the White House where mayhem is going down after, Brains who goes out the door, and they were using a couple of crowbars. So I just, again, come to my table, eBay. I think it has some Antony Starr hairs on it.
I hear cloning happening just right there.
I took the passports that Frenchie and Kimiko used in order to escape. unsuccessfully, but I took both of those, so I have yours.
You also stole my chair.
Wow.
Oh, you gave it
I
to me.
gave
You
it.
did. We did these cast chairs where season 1, I think you gave me mine. It probably started with Carl and Jack, and
When you do your spin-off with Jensen Ackles, you can give him my chair.
I'll pass it on. So we decorated our own chairs, and then we sat in it for 5 seasons. And at the end, we were trying to figure out what to do with it. But you know, it had a lot of sentimental value because it's basically the only thing that's kind of carried through since season to season. And so Tomer asked me if I could take it to LA, and I have both Frenchie and Kimiko's chairs in my garage.
Get married!
The chairs are married.
No, he needs to propose right now.
I took so much shit
They're like,
too.
I'm gonna ignore that.
Well, the first thing that I took was from our fight, which I will say in terms of the edit, it was slightly more of a fight in the beginning, and then it was just a straight beat down by the time it made it to the show. But the photos, so there's a moment where we go into the photo booth, and it's snapping all these shots of us like strangling each other and whatnot. So I have this strip of photos.
I have it too somewhere.
Oh, they're not together. And there's all this really cool, like, in-world stuff. If you look in the background of any scene, especially in all the Vought branded things, it's crazy. So I took a bunch of shit from the movie theater when I did the Nicole Kidman ad, and they had all this candy,
That was so
and it was like firecracker space lasers, and like it's terrible. And then when I did Gen V, I took a mug that says "Fuck Starlight."
But what I do love about the relationship, it's all about healing and forgiving, and past mistakes. And would you hold the hand of someone you love, and when would be the right time to release him? Maybe for a better future. Yeah, that's stuff that under the surface. Obviously, the show is very fun, and there's a lot of chaotic moments. But underneath each and every character, this is a big cast and so many characters, lies like this beautiful deep arc of basically choices and paths that you need to choose to go to or towards or back off from. And I think that was a big part of Frenchie and Kimiko's relationship this season. And we talked a lot about the process of letting go, of healing, of understanding that in a chaotic world, crazy world, you have the responsibility of adjusting the volume. So that was a big part. Yeah, stuff like that. That's great.
Woo!
Yeah, I mean.
Love you, Frenchie! Fuck it!
Yeah, and I think definitely, what, Valerie and Kim were saying, every character kind of has that aspect of, it's like, there's negative things, but, it's also, seeing why, and I guess, understanding their backstory and that kind of thing, even with, Homelander and Butcher, it's not redeemable, the stuff they've done, obviously, but it's it's cool that we get to see, what they've been through, and that, the path that they've, taken, and how that's affected them. And yeah, even with Ryan, it's he's constantly pulled between Homelander and Butcher. And either choosing to be like his dad or be more good like Butcher. But it's very, the line is very blurred because they're both kind of have these qualities that's Ryan just kind of wants to be his own person. And yeah,
Brilliant, I love it. I think the other thing that really has to be celebrated about what you guys did is we're in an era of adaptations, right? A lot of things based on books, and the necessity for fans of the original series to not necessarily know what's to come, because it's not a one-for-one, correlation or showcase. For you guys, did you know ahead of time by reading the comic series where all things were going to go, or did you want to keep it as fresh and original for your portrayals by not even looking ahead to see if there was any inkling of what was to come?
I don't even think Ryan like makes it in the comics. It's like,
I didn't want to say that.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he like as a baby he like gets slimed, yeah. So
It's like, I was supposed to die when?
so I had no idea, guys. I don't know. Yeah, there was nothing, I guess, like to see where that would be. I mean, story-wise, I've had read some of the comics and seen, I guess, like where it's been, but it's pretty. I mean, they diverge, I'd say,
Quite a bit.
quite a bit. Yeah. As far as my character, I had no idea. No.
Any of you read the comic series?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's got to be, Frenchie's last words to Monka. It's from the comic book.
Yeah.
And I think, at this point, season 5, walking the journey of these two characters, I think both of us were expecting that to be on screen, the last moment. When we saw it, one page, it was like everything in line, the writers, Kripke, us as performers. It's like, this is how it should end, with the last word from the original comic book. So that was a treat. Someone else?
Yes, I completely agree. I feel like the last words that Frenchie speaks to Kimiko, and I mean, in the comics, she also dies with him. So there were a lot of things that we changed, and then certain things that we kept, which I liked, and I think. Some of the stuff that we tried to put in, because I was a fan of the comics, we tried to put in the strip poker, or reverse strip poker, where the two characters put on more and more clothing as they lose a game of poker. Didn't make it. It was supposed to be one of the Christmas episodes. Didn't make it. And then I think at the end of I forget which chapter it is, but it's the first time we hear or we see the female speak. And it comes at a time when the boys are trying to decide whether they should stop Butcher and do the right thing, or can they go through with it? And they're having a team huddle. And the catalyst is the female saying, we have to do this. I forget what the exact line is, but with that in mind, I really loved how we had the parallel in our show, and how, sort of the underdog character who started off as this captured creature is the one that takes Homelander's powers away. So, it's not exactly the same, but I feel like it's metaphorically similar. So yeah, we love the source material.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, I haven't read them, but it was interesting to sort of, in the same way as being almost like an original tie-in is too, is, if anything, it kind of felt like more pressure, especially coming in season 4, because it's like, is it gonna fit in the world? And so many of the other characters were based on source material, that, I don't know, there was a different sort of pressure that came along with that. And anyway, that was it, but I've heard a lot.
Listen, there's a ton of things that I do implore for you to read the series, so I think
people like to talk about Herogasm in the comics, I'm gonna say that.
I don't know what that is. It's a very friendly, get-together or something like that. Friendsgiving. Denver, I need y'all to join me. See y'all next time. Don't go nowhere. We got a photo we about to take. Are y'all ready?
Oh, yeah.
I need y'all to get up, get your phones out if you want to. Turn on your flashlights so we can see the glory of the stars and all of you.
On the stage.
Also, they're going to stand up higher? Oh, we're going to be in the background.
Yeah.
Awesome! Thank you guys!
Love you, Frenchie!
How it affects
The lake is a pretty forgiving time. High five! Oh, yes. I'm going faster than these.